Hey everybody, it's your boy Zero here for another Zero Gunpla review. In this episode, we're going to cover the Strike Freedom Gundam Master Grade from Gundam Seed. Sorry this episode's a little bit later than usual. I've been dealing with COVID, family member had COVID, then I caught COVID. So, I've been a little out of, order for the last couple of days. I'm, 3 days into it. I'm okay. Before anyone panics, I'm okay right now. I'm on the emergency antivirals. Your boy's going to be okay, hopefully. So, as of right now, I'm kosher. So, there's that. So, back to what we're doing here. The Master Grade Strike Freedom. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Strike Freedom. Never have been. I prefer the Freedom over it. The Strike over it. But hey. I mean, I do have the Strike and the Freedom. I might as well complete the set by having the third stage of the evolution in this thing. I picked up this dude at my local shop, but he's also available with our buddies at Galactic Toys. The link is down below. And let's get into the review talking about this, while not my personal favorite, a very cool looking Gundam. So, here is the Strike Freedom Gundam with everything that came in box. It comes with its own stand, which is awesome. It did come with a mini Lacus Klein and a mini Kira Yamato. Mini Kira did not survive movement onto the desk. He bounced and fell into the ether, like many of its tiny compatriots. Moment of silence for the tiny Gundam. Okay, the tiny Gundam pilots have been mourned. We're moving on. Two bent blade, Beam Saber blades, which is pretty interesting, because usually minusing, well, I think this may be the only one that's specifically curved like this. If it's not, put it down in the comments down below that naturally has a curved Beam Saber in it. Because I can't think off the top of my head, minusing the Beam Whip from the Any Rise set from Gundam Build Re-Rise, the Build Divers Re-Rise set, he had a bent beam weapon, but that was because it was supposed to be a whip, not a saber. The blades from the scythes, but I've never seen a beam saber bent like this naturally. I mean, unless it's the beam katana that comes with the high grade God Gundam. Possibly the real grade God Gundam, but I'm not entirely sure about the last one. But, aside from that, scooch you to the side. It comes with both a decal sheet, a stick, a dry rub-on decal sheet, a water slide decal sheet, and, of course, the sticker sheet. So, weirdly enough, I could not remember for the life of me what part of the instructions required this sticker or this sticker. Because everything else I used. Because the long pieces were for the beam rifles, here and here. And the rest are for the cameras. This one and this one were for these two stickers right here and up here. And then this sticker was used for the back of the head. But honestly, I have no idea what these two stickers and this sticker is for. Which is pretty weird. So, let me get with the few flaws that I had with this. Oh, hold on. There we go. Now the shield stays. This part of the wing is loose. I don't know why. It just is. Oh, now it stays up. Yeah, see? It's looser than the others, because, that holds up. But this falls, so it's a little bit annoying. Also, the hands, which I find weird, because I think my Strike Noir came out a year before this. Off the top of my head, I don't remember, really. And this may be actually partially COVID brain, because Lord knows my brain's a little bit foggy lately. But I'm fairly certain this came out in 2006. And the new war came out in 2005 or 2007. I can't remember off the top of my head. And the Strike Noir's hands at least can hold the beam rifles. That's why I don't have it in its hands. Also, it's a bit of a hassle to put them on the side skirting part. So you pop it off. You can slide the railguns to the back, which is pretty cool, but that's not what we're talking about right now. So, when you take the beam rifle off the side skirt, you fold up this piece, and you lower the handle. Logic dictates you just put it in the hand, line up where the slot is, and it will hold the gun. Keyword, dictates. And that's the problem. If it slides, falls over, which it will do a lot, it will fall over on its own, under its own weight. Thank goodness it has a stand, because it will fall under its own weight. It can't stand up on its own. It's rather annoying. So, if you... And don't even bother trying to combine the guns into the mega beam rifle it can form. It will fall. It will not hold the guns. I tried it on each hand, and it does not hold it. I don't know why. It infuriates me. But, yeah, it doesn't hold. And it does hold, it holds it very loosely, so a quick nudge will cause it to fall off. And if you can see the peg here, the hole here, it connects to this peg here, and you can just push it in real quick. If you get it in one shot, great. If you don't, it's going to be a bit of a hassle. So, that's my flaws with this. It can't stand up under its own weight. It can't hold its own weapons half the time. Yet a slightly older kit that actually required screws in both its chest and its backpack can actually stand up under its own weight and actually hold its own gun. Just saying, a little bit off with that logic. They need to remake this. Actually, I think they did with the Master Grade EX edition. With the shiny metal, inner frame. So, if I eventually get my hands on it, and I will do a review on it, just so I want to see how it compares to, this, can't even call it a train wreck, this Gundam. Because I've had train wrecks. I've started to notice the Gundam Seed Master Grades ran from the gambit of good to bad when you go to the red frame. But, let's focus more on this dude right now. If he can stand up on his own weight again. What is it? Yeah, now he's leaning. Why is he leaning to the side? Okay. Stand up. Sorry, everybody. Just trying to get him to stand up straight. Okay. Standing up straight. So, another thing about this is, you can extend the wings with the Dragoons, but I would not risk it unless you have the stand ready. Because, again, it cannot stand under its own weight. Plus, if you don't... there is a Bandai Premium, the Wings of Light. So you can get it, so you can give the whole Wings of Light effect to it. But it does not come with it naturally, so you have to pay extras for it. Give you the heads up now. So, let's do the articulation. Oh, another side mistake. The pieces here, the arms, do slide occasionally, especially when you have the shield on. So, give you a heads up on that. So, but that's a quick fix. You just push it back down. It's not that big of a deal. So, let's do the articulation. That's the arm fully bent. Great. Unfortunately, that's the arm fully extended outwards. Not that great. But the shield armor does go up, so you can get a little bit more height on it. So you will have to move the shoulder pauldron up, but so after that, it does move forward, because it does have that joint here, which is great. So you can get decent posability out of the arms. Good ab crunch. Not great, but good. Move this. You know what? For the sake of simplicity in this video, I'm just going to take off the backpack. for the rest of the video. I'm just not going to deal with it. So if you have the beam rifles on the side skirts, you have basically 2 back skirts now, with the railguns on the back with the beam sabers. So you move those out of the way. The regular back skirting does go up, so it does move, so it's not paralyzed. That's the leg all the way up, with all the stuff in the way. That's the leg all the way up, in the front way. The front foot does bend, which is really good for articulation. You can get decent poses out of this one. If, it could stand up under its own weight. It should be able to bounce better now because it doesn't have the backpack on it. Yeah, see? It's a lot more stable without the backpack on. But once you throw the backpack on this thing, the stability goes out the window. So, that's a little bit of heads up on that. The shield is easy to attach and detach. You pop it off. The red pieces here and here pop out. You put the pieces back together like so. Go over to the arm, you see this peg. You put it in the hole in the back, and boom. Closed up shield generator. So, let's wrap up this review and let me give you a quick summary on it. So, all in all, the Strike Freedom is good. It's a relatively solid kit, but the problems kind of get frustrating. It can't really stand on its own unless you get really lucky. Like right now, you saw it just a second ago, it was flat on its back. I just barely propped this back up. You definitely need the stand, or any good master grade stand you can afford. If it's good, it can hold it up, go for it. Because it will not stand up under its own weight. And that's really disappointing. I don't care if it's a master grade, high grade, whatever grade. You shouldn't build a gunpla that can't stand up on its own. It's just really sad. The fact that it can't hold its own beam weapons sucks. I mean, if you try to make it tight in the hand, it'll fall out. So, unless you permanently plan on gluing the hands closed, you're not going to be able to really hold the weapons. I mean, it's fine if you're doing like full burst mode and, the Dragoons are fully opened and it's on a stand, then yeah, great, but you're going to have to glue. You better have a spare set of hands because you're going to end up gluing part of it. I can see why a lot of people like the interchangeable finger system on these in the later versions of the Gundam Seed kits, or Master Grades in general, because they are better designed for holding weapons. Like, don't get me wrong, Strike Noir is great because it can hold its own weapons without needing to change fingers. But aside from him, I kind of get it. It just sucks to have all that extra plastic necessary to hold a weapon, but hey, you make do what you do. But aside from that, overall, decent kit. Could be better. Definitely could be better. But it's not the worst Gundam Seed kit I've had. Or any Master Grade kit I've ever built. So if you want one, hit up our boys at Galactic Toys. But like I said, be careful. It can't stand up on its own weight again. Personally, for me, this one wing is loose compared to the other parts. I don't know why. It just is. And it can't hold its own weapons. And technically, the gold injected plastic isn't as shiny as it could be. So if you wanted to be completely accurate to the show, you're going to have to repaint it to make it shiny gold. But I don't mind the yellow. Personally, I can take it or leave it. But that's just me. So, if you like this episode, hit us up with a like. Hit us up with a subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next episode, which I'm going to do on the star-winning Gundam from Gundam Build Tri-Fighters. So, catch you guys later. Peace. I love you all. Later.